are back, and we talked about mold and the obvious issues that come with it. But sometimes you got to fix the mold, and sometimes you can't always do it yourself. So lucky for us, Jason Legat is here, joined by Walter Goodwin. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having us here today, Ben.
Well, it's our pleasure. So Model Remodel, which I think is a very clever name of a company. How'd you come up with Model Remodel?
Well, we'd like to strive to be the model remodel. We try to do have great protocols in the office, great protocols in the field. Try to be the model remodel. So
you're like a systems-based remodeler.
Yeah, we try.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. So guys, you guys have been in business for a decade here, local company, and in fact, Jason, you actually have been pretty renowned in the business community here, winning Puget Sound's Business Journal's 40 Under 40 last year. So congrats on that.
Thank you very much.
And so you guys are, and then Walter, 30 years of experience in the business, and you guys have done radio here before. So, I thanks for coming on.
It's great. We were on last time after we won the Green Hammer Award from Built Green.
What is the Green Hammer Award? Forgive my ignorance.
It's Built Green is an organization from the Master Builders Association. It's a wing of theirs that kind of oversees the certification of green projects, which has become real important in real estate. The certification helps real estate agents identify properties that have sort of advantages for resale or sale. And we were a company that really pushed ourselves forward in green building, and we were recognized for that effort that we made. And won this award for the Remodeling Company of the Year.
Well, congrats on that, too.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
So when you guys start, green is obviously a trend that is going on in, I guess everywhere, but Seattle seems to be one of the greener, outside of the color of the trees. Mm-hmm. What are some other trends that are happening in remodeling right now? Because there have to be some that were different than before, since people can't just take all the home equity out and add $100,000 remodel. What are some of the trends you're seeing now?
I think people are more mindful of what's coming into the house, whether it be low VOC paints or non-toxic solvents. Scott was talking a couple minutes ago about caulking, having caulking that's not toxic for the house. So you're trying to fix mold problems, but then you bring toxic materials into the house. So things like that people aren't doing now. Just having more conversations with their contractors and architects or designers about just bringing in healthy materials to the house, things that aren't going to off-gas, things that are going to make the home a better place to be, a healthier place to be. So those conversations are really on the tip of everyone's tongues right now.
And people have to trust you about that, because I don't think as your average consumer or somebody who doesn't know much about what products are going to have off-gases, like myself, I don't think a lot of people are going to have that knowledge. So that it comes down to trusting you to kind of make those decisions for them, doesn't it?
Well, we not only pick the kind of products that are going to do that, we see part of our responsibility as an education. So we work with our clients, we sit down with them, and we give them a demonstration of what we're offering. We let them make choices, but we say, you have two paints. One is slightly toxic, one is non-toxic. The prices
and we're putting
it
in your kid's bedroom.
That's right.
Which one do you want?
Right. And so there's so many choices that can be made, and it's not a complexity. We talked about caulking, we talked about paints, we talked about kind of air sealing, protecting the house from moisture damage, which is the previous speaker. Street look value and return on investment. Healthy comfort is becoming a value for people.
And is that something that people are pretty consistently asking you for now?
I think that it's people are more aware of it now. I think before people were just thinking, what's the value of my house? It's going up 10% a year. I can take all the equity out and put this huge kitchen and
jet skis
and things. And not really thinking of the future now. People don't have the equity and the house that they thought maybe they'd stay in for 3 years. Now it's their 10-year house. And they're looking at their house thinking, I'm not sure where all these products came from, and my kids are a little bit sick, and I'm not feeling so good. And, then they just simple things like fresh air. Is there fresh air in the house? Is there a whole house fan that's recycling the air? Simple things like that we can go in and talk to people about and take the low-lying fruit and say, there's a few things we can do to make the house feel better, And then let's talk about the big remodel. Let's talk about taking the roof off. Let's, talk about adding an addition off the side.
It always starts with, hey,
Exactly,
let's look at resurfacing some counters. The next thing you know, it's, well, what do you think about a fireplace?
Exactly.
And,
a little light switch turns into a $500,000 remodel or something. Yeah.
Well, it keeps you in business.
Yeah.
What are some other trends that you guys see right now in remodeling?
If you think about what happened in the car industry, people bought cars and then suddenly they wanted to know miles per gallon. Well, that same thing is happening in homes. People want to know how much energy is going to cost, how much energy their house is going to use. So now you have Energy Star appliances where when you buy it, it tells you how much you're going to spend in a year. People aren't just going in for the cosmetics. They're going in and they're putting in a new furnace when they move into a house. Great investment for $5,000. You go from 60% to 90% efficiency. You save a lot of money, and you're also putting a healthier instrument inside your house in terms of recirculating air.
I really echo what Walter's saying about the things that people are putting into their houses now. They used to, they're just really putting a lot of energy into hot water tanks, what sort of furnace they're putting in, air recirculation, just kind of the engine of the house, the things that are running the house. People are putting more and more attention into that, where maybe they were putting the thought into expensive tile, where now that maybe is a little less on the priority list. But what can we do to maybe make this house perform well?
I mean, I think a car is an interesting analogy. Because you don't think about your you think Ferrari performance car. You don't think, 101 Main Street as being the performance house.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking you're trying to run your house like a Ferrari. That's the gas guzzling, expensive.
That's true.
Something that we do right now is before we do a significant remodel, we'll do a blower door test in the house, and we'll be able to track the energy performance of the house, how many air changes per hour. And then, halfway through the project, when we do the drywall and insulation, we'll do another blower door test, basically again, seeing how well we've air sealed the house. And we'll do it for a third time at the end, and it's a cost that we cover. And so we can show the homeowner from the beginning to the middle to the end how we've improved the air changes per hour to show how much better the house is performing. So it's kind of goes with what Walter was saying about that miles per gallon sort of thing.
Well, and this may sound like a silly analogy, but it's kind of like fish in a fish tank. You get the bubbles going, it's recirculating the water, yet we don't do that for ourselves in our home.
Exactly, yeah. And
in this building, we're in a commercial building, and they have a lot of systems in here to make it comfortable for you and safe and healthy. Well, that technology is going into the home now. We have smartphones, and now called smart houses, where your lighting systems are all on a single control. So you can control the lights from your smartphone, from the airport. I want to turn on the bathroom light, and I want it to go off at 10. You can do that. You can see how much energy your furnace is using. You can see how much turning your thermostat down 1 degree will show over a year. So this interesting sort of world of technology is entering into the simple remodel of a single-family home.
It's pretty incredible the amount of technology that goes into it, where people don't think about that. You think, oh, I got a little hole, under my door. And you don't necessarily consider what that's doing or not doing.
Exactly. And now there's these great professionals who can come in and do the test energy performance of the house, and they can show you, the energy audits, where the leak is. So you can do it on a small scale, or you can do it pre and post large remodel to really show the difference of what our work has done. So,
what are some of the big reasons people are remodeling now? I mean, outside of just the greenness of it, or the energy efficiency?
Well, I think greenness is something we bring as a company. Why do people remodel is because, as Jason was saying, people aren't staying in houses for 3 years. They're staying in houses for longer. We're returning to the family house. I'm going to stay here until my kids go off to college, not I'm going to look for the next one and the next one and the next one. Let's keep moving, kids. And when you do that, after a while, certain parts of the house need upgrading. And the upgrade can be cosmetic. It can be for beauty. It can be an additional room, a playroom, a family room. It can also be for energy-saving reasons and making the home healthier. And that's what we're finding.
Yeah.
So it has a lot to do with the longevity. People are staying in their home. And then where before, you just go buy the next one, which sounds so ridiculous now, doesn't it? Oh, this house isn't working. We'll sell it and go get another one. Sounds absurd now. But that's what people were doing. And now there's this longevity of it, and you make it your family home.
Yeah, we see people that will take their family home and turn it into their forever home. installing elevators or building a second-story addition with a stacking closet so they can potentially put in an elevator. Maybe the kids have moved out, and now the upstairs kids' rooms becomes the master suite. Just people love their neighborhoods, love their neighbors, look around, see what they could buy for what they could sell their house for, and decide just to, okay, let's put some time and energy into this house and stay here forever. And we're really seeing that happen these days, too.
We're here with Jason Legat and Walter Goodwin from Remodel. And, guys, I wanted, we have to go to break here in just a couple minutes, but let's talk a little bit about some of those other reasons. I mean, empty nests. So now you're saying that if they stay there longer after the kids go to college, or even installing elevators and things of that nature, getting married, having kids. I mean, these become the life-changing reasons.
Yeah, I mean, these things, kids go off to college, now you have more space. You get married.
Man room, baby.
Yeah.
Cave.
The old man cave, yeah.
That's right.
Then, when you get married and you have kids, then now you need to expand, and all these just life changes that we, all go through in the course of our lives. We're finding people want to stay and make their houses adapt to their lives. What do you think about that one there, Walter?
And what's even kind of amazing, I think, I'm kind of surprised and real glad to see that people are actually bringing their parents home as they get older, rather than sending them off to a care facility. They're actually wanting to bring the family back. The kids go off, they bring their parents in. It's like it was done 200 years ago and 1,000 years ago. It seems to be returning. We have some clients that are doing that, and it's very rewarding to see that sort of that family element coming back in.
I would think maybe a trend, and I don't mean to speak for you, would be putting an elderly bedroom on that first floor. Elderly care, you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of
for
houses,
a grandparent or whatnot.
You'll do like in Seattle, the accessory dwelling units. So say taking a garage and adding a second-story apartment on there for grandma and grandpa, or for the kids when they go to college. Radio gets loud, put the kids above the garage. The city is really pushing for that sort of thing. So we're seeing that they're trying to infill in the cities and make these houses meet growing families. So yeah, we are seeing grandma and grandpa moving in. We're seeing aunts and uncles moving in, and also just the state of the economy. People are trying to make things work, and so there's lots of different things happening.
What about and we do have to go to break, but I really do want to get to this. You'd mentioned clients are looking for really low maintenance, and durable materials, finishes. People are having a harder time finding the time to maintain their home. Everybody seems so busy these days.
Well, it's interesting. That's actually an element of green building is longevity of product, and how you take care of something. What needs to happen for your house? A 50-year roof versus a 20-year roof. The kind of surfaces, we're seeing people choosing surfaces for the siding of their house that is not going to rot or need to be replaced soon. Sometimes it doesn't even need to be painted. It's like a corrugated metal. You're seeing it more on townhome developments and condo developments. You're seeing that, and one of the reasons is it's architecturally attractive, but it's also they're picking products that do not require a lot of outside maintenance, which is great for a townhome or condo community where they're not having to sort of hire contractors to paint all the different units. They're already done. They're done for 20 years. They're done for 30 years.
So, I mean, it is the lower maintenance, even the small things, which you still have to do. The bigger items, it sounds like people can avoid using the right products, repainting their house, things of that nature, putting a new roof on. The big projects.
And some of the small ones, clients will have us come back for maybe a yearly service, so we'll come back through and make sure that, again, like Scott was mentioned before, making sure the caulking's sealed everywhere so there's no water getting in, just looking into the sinks. And, for us being able to be not just the contractor or the remodeler for the project, but then to be able to service the clients, 5, 10, 15 years afterwards. There's clients that I've been servicing that my mentor worked on their houses 20, 30 years ago, and the same houses we're working on, just generations, just calling us back to make sure.
You ever point something out? Oh, he didn't do that very well.
I love
Quick
to do
phone
that.
call.
Yeah. See that over there? You told me to never do that. I'm going to take a picture of that one.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us again. Jason Legat and Walter Goodwin from Remodel. And it's good information. I think a lot of people look at their home and think, maybe they need something bigger. Maybe they want to make changes. They don't always know where to turn. Remodel, you guys both seem like a good place for them to turn. So thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, when we come back, Jeff Lakeman's going to join us, owner of the Lakeshore Corporation, a company that acquires and develops and redevelops and manages properties throughout the Pacific Northwest. Certainly, if you're interested in real estate, you're going to want to hear what he has to say. If you're interested in real estate, that's probably why you're listening to the show anyways. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this break.